Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime.
Happy Monday, motherfucker.
We are the champions.
Happy
What?
Monday,
Stop
motherfuckers.
playing, bro.
Welcome back to the Pressure Podcast. We are joining you live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Coke,
LeBron.
and we are back. This is the Monday night Super Bowl recap.
Smitty, man.
Didn't we call
What
it?
can I say, bro?
Didn't we call it?
There's nothing I can
Now,
say.
we didn't call it Super Beatdown like that, but we called it. It was going to be pretty handily. I predicted 31-23. He predicted, what was it?
34-27.
This is
Pretty
how it
close,
works,
pretty
baby.
close, pretty
This is
close.
how it works.
Yo,
This is the Pressure Podcast. We call it how we see it, and so far we've got our receipts. Everything looks just fine to me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling pretty lucky here. I'm feeling like I'm fucking Nostradamus out here, bro.
Negro Damas.
I just have some knack to be calling some shit, bro. I don't know. So at the moment, we were just watching the debut of Luka in the Lakers, and he's actually doing work out there with.
Goddamn white boy.
They are winning. It is just the Utah Jazz, but these guys are proven champions. Both LeBron and Luka. And I know Luka doesn't have a ring, but when I say proven champion, I mean championship effort. And you can't tell me he on defense he probably lacks, but no probably be out. He does lack, but on offense he gives you championship effort. Luka is a superstar, megastar. You know it, I know it, they know it, and the Lakers is looking good for them right now. Other than that, nothing else is new. We're just America's just recovering from last night's shock. I actually saw a before and after picture of Philly. Main Street was crowded full of people. Around 6 o'clock this morning, right before the sun went up, that place was just trashed.
So
Trashed.
for those who are wondering why I'm holding this up, it's not just because obviously he's a champion. I mean, but I also just seen this video on YouTube, and I gotta tell people this because this is insane. So Devontae Smith's resume. Smith has scored a touchdown in the following: Super Bowl, National Championship, SEC Championship, Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, Iron Bowl. Check this out. Current trophies that are in his trophy case: a Super Bowl, 2 national championships, 1 national championship MVP, Heisman, Maxwell Award, Walter Camp Award, a Biletnikoff, what is this one? Hornin Award, AP College Player of the Year, Sporting News College Football Player of the Year, SEC Male Athlete of the Year, SEC Offensive Player of the Year. What the fuck?
And Super Bowl champion with a dagger catch.
What the hell is going on, Smitty? You're on a trajectory, bro. You're on some type of trajectory. That's insane.
Yes. No, they did their thing yesterday. Literally, Philly left the streets of Philadelphia trashed like y'all left New Orleans just trashed. Just like you left the game trashed.
And also, I'm hearing, I gotta say this, with the cigar, too many fucking excuses for Mahomes. I heard Chad say, when you're down like that, you have to do something, which includes putting the ball in harm's way. What are you talking about? Putting the ball in harm's way, you're only down 10-0. You could have managed that situation. You could have gave your defense a better situation. Put the ball, let them punt it. Know that if it wasn't there, it's not there, and don't try to do extra. Problem with Mahomes is he wants to do extra too much, and he gets himself into too much trouble doing that extra shit. So you want to be a Cowboy? Yeehaw, nigga. We gonna yeehaw all the way to this championship, though. Facts.
Who put this thing together? Me, Rain. All right. Enough with the pleasantries. It's time to chief on some Swifty pack right here.
All right. I didn't like that shit.
Cool, nigga.
All right, let's get to the game, shall we?
Smoke that shit and pass that shit.
Eagles canceled Kansas City Reign. 40-22. It was actually 34-0 at one point, 40-6 at another point. This game was over a long time ago. Fly, Eagles, fly. Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts leads Philly to an emphatic fucking W. Philly scores 34 in answer to start. What went right here?
Everything. Like what the only blemish was the interception. Everything went right for this team. There was a bad call early, but then when Goddard got hit, they kind of like it was almost like we messed up. What we're gonna call this because we felt like that was enough contact to be called hit to the head. So they made up for it, but at the same time, it was just complete domination. From the 6 sacks that they had, from the 15 pressures that they had, from Hurts throwing in an unbelievable 17-22 efficient game for 221, 2 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, had 72 yards rushing. I mean, they had 100, as much as they said they stopped the run, 135 yards rushing. They still had 100. They found a way to run the ball. They found a way to get Saquon involved. Everything was flawless. There was no where I'm like, what the hell was this? What the hell was that? They absolutely demolished that team in every way possible. They made that team look like they didn't even belong. It was like watching the SEC versus the Division III team. That's how bad they beat down this team. It was 40-6, like you said. That's the score I put because with 6 minutes, 40-6, there's no way they're coming back. So all that was empty calories, as they say.
300 Civics with spoonage.
It was a beatdown. It was a beatdown. In every way, every shape or form, from the offense to the defense, especially shout out the defense and the special teams. Shout out Jake Elliott, that everybody was kind of skeptical, including me, about what the hell kind of Jake Elliott was going to get because he had been struggling this year. And he put up. So y'all can shut up.
You know what this was?
300 Civics with spoonage.
Turbo to Nas. I try to tell you, this is why I coined that right here
300 Civics with spoon.
to the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts.
Well, it's a good pack right here. I like this pack.
You know what
It's a
went
skinny
right?
pack, huh?
You know what went right? That's a Swifty pack.
Yeah, skinny pack.
You know what went right? What went right was that Spagnolia
Interesting pack.
stupidly, and a lot of Chiefs fans and a lot of Chiefs players stupidly expected to be able to stop Saquon. You know what I'm saying? Stop Saquon,
Nigga.
but also win because they don't think they must have thought that Jalen Hurts couldn't beat him with his arm. That must have been the thing. They must have been stupid enough to think that Jalen Hurts cannot beat him with their arm.
My thing is how okay, yes, you can think if you're a sports commentator and that's how you feel, you are entitled to your own opinion. But you also have to remember, you being the Chiefs actually playing against Jalen Hurts in a Super Bowl before, knowing that he threw all over you, how could you think that?
Well, I don't know how could you think that, but the evidence shows that either they thought it, and that must have been the game plan. Stop Saquon, he can't beat us with his arm. Or stop Saquon, I dare him to beat him with his arm. Either that was one of the other. And what I mean by the second one is like, listen, we're going to do what Bill Belichick does. We're going to take what they do best away, okay?
Cool, nigga.
And then if they can beat us with their plan B, we'll take that loss. So it was one or the other. It was either, I don't think he could beat us with his arm, so let's just stop Saquon. Or, listen, we're not going to let Saquon beat us. So if they can beat us anywhere else, then they deserve to beat us. It was one of the two. It was either one or the other. Either way, it's still foolish because at halftime you should have known hey, stopping Saquon is not going to work. You got to stop this guy too. This guy is balling. He's been balling. He was an MVP candidate just 2 years ago when they last went to the Super Bowl, and the only reason he didn't win, quite honestly, is because he got hurt. He was the dead ahead of front of Mahomes, who ended up winning it, and that was like a sympathy MVP. Just because I'm not saying Mahomes didn't deserve it, it's just because we all know who the real MVP was. It's just that he played full schedule, he didn't. But look who outplayed him. So
Yeah, put some motherfucking respect on Jalen Hurts, y'all. The ones that are saying he's not a top 5 quarterback. Like, nigga, are you dumb?
So what
I'm
I think,
tired of hearing that shit.
what I think is that, you know what I'm saying, Spagnuolo
Goddamn white boy.
didn't think or was okay with Jalen Hurts beating him in the air, which is what he did. Jalen Hurts answered the bell.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Man,
He did have a turnover, but the turnover ended up in no points. So right after that turnover, it was a 3 and out. Fuck that it landed no points. It was a 3 and out.
And we also said it was
It was
like a punt.
It was like a punt, but the 3 and out is what really hits home for the Chiefs, because at that moment is when I realized these guys are overmatched. They have no chance to win this game. After they got that pick and they couldn't do shit, they couldn't do Jackson. They couldn't even get a first down, and Mahomes just skidded one. It's like skipping a rock on the fucking river. He skidded one on Travis Kelce's feet,
By the way,
and that's when I realized Mahomes he's choking. Mahomes is struggling. Mahomes is not on point. Mahomes is not accurate today.
He's flustered.
He's not him today.
He's like you said, he was definitely seeing ghosts at one point because he figured he could not trust that O line, and then he just started doing extra shit, and it really fucked him up.
Well, I didn't even get to the O line. What worked in this game? What went right was the original question. What went right in this game, aside from the fact that Spagnuolo had a weird, game plan defensively, is offensively, they had no answer for the defensive line. They try to chip, they try to illegal screen, they try to do a lot of things. They even try to do a pick, a rub route. None of it worked. The referees caught on everything. So shout out to the referee for calling a fair game.
Yeah.
Shout out to the referee. Did y'all know that the Kansas City Chiefs were flagged 7 times yesterday?
And they gave us 8. It was something. It was even. It was even. The whole
Yeah, but
game.
that's not the point. The point is, when's the last time the Kansas City Chiefs had 7 penalties? I looked that up. You have to look back to 2023, 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago, to catch them doing anything.
What the fuck? You think maybe the fans got to them a little bit, where they was like, we need to chill with this shit because these niggas gonna think we just.
I don't
out
know.
here cheating
I don't
for
know what came out to the referees, but I was glad that they were calling a fair game, because yes, the referees seem to favor them. Everybody's like, no, you guys are always saying that. You guys are always saying that. They love Josh Allen. No, they do love Josh Allen, but
Not
they
in
love
this
you
game.
guys too a lot.
Not in this game.
It's been 2 seasons since the last time you guys fucking had 7 penalties in a game. 2 seasons. That is unusual right there.
What the fuck?
Now, what else went right? What else went right was
The secondary.
your fucking secondary did what I told him to do. Is not let Mahomes eat. For those who don't remember, we put teams in the gravity chamber. Here's the Philadelphia Eagles and the 100 times gravity room. Don't overthink it. He never did. Don't let Pat eat. They never did. Don't drop anything to the receivers. They never did. They did what I told them to do, and they did it in 5 colors.
The only person that dropped the pass was that rookie Wilson. Everybody else caught everything they touched. Every single thing they touched.
So that's what went right. What went right was that these guys managed clock. They ran the ball effectively. Hurts used his feet when he had to, kept the ball out of harm's way, executed on offense, defense, and special teams. And
Phenomenal performance. Phenomenal.
they completely.
One of the best performances I've ever seen in a Super Bowl by a team playing all 3 phases.
The score doesn't reflect it. They completely annihilated these guys. They, like you said, they relegated them to an inferior system, an inferior team, and an inferior roster. and they looked every bit as much.
Bro, tell them how many yards they had at halftime.
Oh, they had 170 yards at halftime, and
And the Chiefs.
no, that's the Chiefs. The Chiefs had 170 yards at halftime. No, after 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at halftime.
At halftime, I don't remember how
they
much
had 22 yards.
They had 22 yards in 16 plays. Yep.
22 yards at the half, guys.
At halftime, they didn't even cross 50-yard point, the halfway point of the
Until
field, the 50-yard line.
To the third quarter.
Till
The
the third
end of
quarter.
the third quarter.
Yeah, they only had 3 first downs till the third quarter began, and
Because the first thing they did when they came out the second half, 3 and out. They thought they was finna do something. 3 and out.
make no mistakes, folks. They got clapped. They got clapped. They did not look like the 2-time defending champions, 3 times overall. They got clapped.
Annihilation.
It was a display of complete dominance. It was a masterpiece and a masterclass game plan that just terminated their 3-peat hopes.
This guy right here.
Just terminated it. Absolutely terminated.
Fatality.
It was absolutely shocking. America still has a shock. Did you not? I looked this up this morning. This is the biggest upset Vegas-wise since the Buster Douglas-Tyson fight, which was about, 32 years ago? That thing is, it just doesn't happen very often because a lot of people betted on
And it looks
Mahomes.
similar, too.
A lot of people, it looks similar. A lot of people betted on Mahomes thinking he was going to win his 3-peat. It was inevitable. And 90% of Vegas votes went on the Chiefs, and Vegas had a good day last night, thanks to Deshaun Cooper DeJohn, and
This is the worst game I've ever seen Mahomes play, ever.
Yes. The MVP was deservedly so. Jalen Hurts showed the true superstar he is. I told everybody he's a Super Saiyan 2. Matter of fact, I didn't just tell everybody. I showed it to them.
I have a question after you're done.
I showed it to you a long time ago. All right? I showed you a long time ago. This guy's a Super Saiyan 2. This guy's an advanced level of quarterback. Just because he doesn't throw for 300 yards every game does not mean nothing. I saw Lamar doing this, and he was just fine. Believe me. It's what wins. It's what wins. And he's a winner.
So my question to you is, if Hurts wasn't the MVP, who would you give it to? Because you can't give it to the whole defense. I would love to give it to the whole defense because I felt like that was phenomenal. But if I had to give it to somebody on that defense, I'm giving it to Josh Sweat. The way he was putting pressure on that backfield, the way he was bullying those linemen, those are Pro Bowlers that were on that line.
Yeah.
And they were getting pushed around like rag dolls. Well, at one point, you was even laughing when we was watching the highlights because you seen it the way Mahomes would he would stay in that pocket and then have to move out that pocket immediately because everybody was just pushing the lineman out the fucking way.
Well, speaking of Tyson famously said once that everyone has a game plan until they're punched in the mouth. What happened yesterday is that Philly went up there, punched them in the mouth, and nothing happened. Till the very end when everybody's packing up, everybody's leaving, dusted off all the shit.
Now you want to go and try.
And then now he wants to come talk shit. Hey man.
Now he brave.
Now he's brave. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of what happened here. And it's sad because it was a 2-time defending champion, so they were in tears, they were crying. It was a tough night for a lot of people and a lot of bettors. But Philadelphia earned it. This was a masterclass performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. And let me make no mistakes about it. We saw this coming, but we're only impressed of what they did, not because we didn't expect it, but because we knew what they could do. And when you see it come, you know what I'm saying, in fruition right in front of your eyes.
I kind of knew that they weren't in our class as far as just, and I spoke on this. They're the 3 phases. The offense, the defense, and special teams. I like this. I love their special teams. They have one of the best kickers, probably underrated at this point as one of the best kickers in the league. And their quarterback is great. Don't get me wrong, but the wide receivers, one's really young, the other one's kind of past his prime, and then you have Kelsey, who looked a little sluggish as well out there. Like he couldn't hang with these young cats that were on this defense, including that secondary. That secondary was amazing. It was like it was harmony. It was harmony out there. The way they was all clicking together.
Yeah, if you check the all-22, there was nobody open. There was nothing where Mahomes could do. Crazy thing is, I expected eventually Andy Reid to scheme things away, but they thought ahead. They knew what was up. But the thing is, this is what happens when you have a relatively weak roster. They have a good roster. I'm not saying they're weak, but compared to the Eagles, compared to the Ravens, compared to a lot of other teams out there, they fail in comparison roster-wise, okay? And this is what I say the QFL works. The QFL, Mahomes is going to win most of the titles. But every once in a while, he's going to lose to the better team because it's still, football. So the QFL will have the advantage. But when you have the better team, you can't always, you won't always beat the better team just because you have the better quarterback and head coach. You know what I'm saying? You're going to win. Those are going to win once in a while, too.
But not when you have a way more talented roster. It's just that's football. I mean, it's a team sport. It's very team oriented. You have to help. It has to all combine in success for it to work. Because if not, it don't work.
And this is why dual threat quarterbacks are a thing of the future, because we've seen it already with Russell Wilson. We've seen it with Pat Mahomes. We've seen it with Jalen Hurts. We've seen it with a lot of mobile quarterbacks. You don't always have to be the pocket passer elite like Mahomes is or like Brady. Sometimes you can use your wheels. Okay, it's been done before with Steve Young. It's been done before with Joe Montana.
Tom had to do it.
Everybody's done it. Every once in a while, you're gonna have to go
it.
off schedule and backyard football that shit.
Every play doesn't work, guys. Every play doesn't work.
The reason I love this win is because it cemented the fact that it still works. Running the football, playing old school football still works. Okay, running the football, playing physical, fast, execute, smart, IQ on all three phases, and have a good run game. If you have a good run game and a good system in place defensively, it's still effective. Obviously, like I said, the premier quarterbacks are probably going to win most of the time, but that doesn't mean that you can't win this way. And I'm glad to see old school football still wins, because that's what happened there. New school lost to old school. Do you know why? Because old school is rooted into what the foundations of football is. New school is rooted in what the foundation that they want football to be. So you can bend the rules any way you like, but as you see, when the referee's fair, old school football trumps, and it wasn't even close.
Finish him.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
So let's get to the other team, shall we?
I just wanted to say one thing though about the third down efficiency. We were only 3 for 12. Imagine if it was better, if that was better. Like that would have been total. Man, we would have been watching the Redskins versus the Eagles again.
So right now we're talking to the losing team. Okay, the Super Bowl loss signals the end of an era as we know it. Yes, it does. Chiefs die nasty. The 3-time Super Bowl champions were held to only 3 first downs and 0 points at halftime. 6 sacks, 3 turnovers led them to a collapse that we saw coming. But we'll talk about that in a few. What went wrong here?
A little bit of everything, but I feel like more Mahomes, because Mahomes was putting the Eagles in the easiest situations to score, like the pick six. Even if he doesn't get the pick six, we still got the ball at like their 20-yard line or 30 yard line, and it's easy to score when you're on their side of the field that easy. What's really hard to do is when you actually decide, let me not throw this ball. Let me throw this in the dirt, and let's punt the ball. I got one of the best punters in the league, and what's his name? Something with an A, and and we go from there. We just it's almost like starting over. It's like, okay, well now you guys got to come down, prove to us that you can get past our defense. As I showed you, we were 3 of 12 on third down, so the defense was playing pretty damn good. I didn't see it because I'll be honest with you, my eye test didn't say that they were stopping us most of the time, but that was because on second down we were way better than on third down. But the defense played up to par. I can't blame the defense as much as I have to blame the quarterback. And also Andy Reid. I am blaming Andy Reid a little bit because of the fact that you could have made it where the run game could have been. You didn't have to run the ball. You could have just an extension of the run game. You could have used a screen pass to stop the rush, to stop the pressure that was coming on him. It seemed like they knew that all you're doing is passing the ball. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that because once the mindset of the D-line is like, okay, all we got to do is pin our ears back, sometimes you can lose, track of that. But then I will say, when they did try to do a screen pass, and I did see that a couple times, the Eagles was on it. So that was just better defense. I feel like the talent of the team, the IQ of them in this game was the best I've ever seen them. So, but I cannot blame that defense as much as I could blame. I have to blame Pat Mahomes. He's definitely around the 95th percentile of why they lost this game. Why this game wasn't closer than it should have been if he doesn't, just turn the ball over like that.
Be cool, nigga.
What went wrong here
That
is
was
a few
speech on
things.
those, too.
What went wrong here is a few things. What went wrong is part of the defense fault. Like I said, they went with the weird game plan. The game plan was, we're going to make sure we're not going to lose to Saquon Barkley one way or another. Let's see if Jalen Hurts can beat us with his arm. May I suggest to you, future defensive coordinators out there, or head coaches, if you find yourself toe-to-toe with a quarterback who broke the record for highest contract ever in the Super Bowl, chances are this megastar could kick your ass with his arm. Now, let's look at some of the players that broke the record for contracts. Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua. Go on and on and on and on. Okay?
That was tough.
Most of those guys don't go to the Super Bowl. I get it. I know.
Be cool, nigga.
However, that's not my point. My point is that if you find yourself with one of those guys in the Super Bowl, you best believe he got there with his arm. And if he didn't get there with his arm, best believe he could still do it. He wouldn't be getting paid that much because of that, okay?
Finish him.
The fact that they didn't even adjust, they just made sure, hey, make him beat you, even though he's actually beating you. He's making all the throws. He's making drag routes. He's making hot routes, check downs. He's making comebackers. He's making a flyer over the head. He's Jalen fucking Hurts, Super Saiyan 2.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Turboed with Nas. What went wrong was that the O-line just did not show up. It was a bunch of...
I smell pussy, is that you, John?
These guys were like baby deers in headlights. Not just deers, baby deers. Everybody's seen the Animal Planet, the shows. When the baby deer is born, they got to learn how to run in 5 minutes. Because if a predator sees them, they're done. And believe me, there's predators watching all over the place.
Fumbling on their feet.
Lionesses, the cheetahs, the leopards, all of them. They all know when deer's birth season, when it's baby season for deers. And it's easy pickings because obviously when they're born, they don't know how to walk yet. They got to learn in 5 minutes. Baby deers trying to stand up for the first time, that was the O-line. That was this pathetic display of an O-line. How the fuck are you going for the 3P and you defend your quarterback like that? 6 sacks? They had like 4 in halftime.
It was bad.
This man did not have any time to breathe. This is not on the O-line is weak fault. No, the O-line didn't show up. Shit. That's what happened there.
Be cool, nigga.
Those motherfuckers did not show up. They could play a lot better than that. They could play a hell of a lot better than that. But they didn't today. What went wrong was Pat Mahomes, and this is what we're going to get into right now. The fake GOAT gags with 3-peat in reach. We saw this coming. Mahomes is now a negative 45 point differential in the Super Bowl. Most all time, motherfucker. I know how it sounds. Believe me. But just so you know, Mahomes trailed by 10 points in every Super Bowl that he won as well. Most all time. We called this. A few weeks ago, Chiefs beat the Texans. They outlasted them. And I said this is a recipe for collapse. The reason that the Texans couldn't beat the Chiefs was because they didn't have any weapons. They only had Nico Collins and Joe Mixon, nobody else. The Chiefs' defense is a championship defense. It's one of the best defenses in the league. So they're gonna make it tough on you, as you see Saquon did eat. But the other side, Kansas City's low offense output continues because they just don't score. And it was against weak teams. I'm not gonna say Texas are weak. That's disrespectful. But if it's against weaker or inferior opponents, what's going to happen when they face superior opponents? Well, if you look at the schedule, when they face the fucking Ravens, when they face the Bengals, when they face the Commanders, when they face the Bills, when they face the Panthers, when they face some of the better quarterbacks in the league, for some reason or another, they all allow over 20 points every single time. This is why I guess 31-23. But Pat Mahomes didn't answer the bell. Pat Mahomes machoked. Like the Pokemon. Machoke. Let me give it to you here, shall we? So, look at the score in the beginning of the fourth quarter, basically, okay? And look at Travis Kelce's eyes. They know it. We know it. Everybody who's betted the right way was very, very much so celebrating, okay? But let's take a look at some better numbers over here.
Man, that face right there looks so demoralizing.
All right?
I can't get over that face.
Overrated.
Mahomes, too.
In 5 Super Bowl games, ladies and gentlemen, 5, he has 2 3+ point losses. That's being nice, okay? Because he's actually lost by more than 3 points in both losses by a mile, okay? The first loss was 31-9. And the second loss was 40-22, but we all know it was 34. As we saw, it was 37-6 at one point. It was 40-6 even more. But they're just being nice. They're gonna say only 3+ points. Forget the blowouts, okay? Just put 3. And he has 86.9 passer rating. In all other games except outside of those 5 Super Bowls that he's played, he only has 2 with the exact same kind of fucking L's, okay? 2 3+ L's, but his passer rating is 103.2. That's almost 20 difference right there. All right. Speaking of overrated, here we go. This is his first 11 drives. A completion percentage of 54.5.
Fatality.
159 total yards, 6.7 yards per attempt. A touchdown, 3 turnovers. And a passer rating of 52.8. What was his QBR? 11.4, lowest in Super Bowl history. What else do we have here? His Super Bowl stats. He's 3-2 with 3 MVPs, 10 TDs with 7 interceptions. He doesn't play at his best in the Super Bowl. He does not play at his best in the Super Bowl. That's what went wrong for the Chiefs. That was what went wrong for the Chiefs. When the 3-peat in reach in the grandest stage, your legacy game. If you were to win this game, everybody will assault you over fucking Tom Brady. They would have vaulted you to a pedestal of Zeus and Greek gods.
They were.
If you got that 3-peat.
I didn't think so.
This was your most important game in your career. And you choked, bro. You choked, and there's no way around it. You failed. You're not in the GOAT's league. You're not in Tom Brady's league. You're a great quarterback, Pat Mahomes, but you're human. A few weeks ago, I said that you were only a game and a half better than McNabb or Alex Smith under Andy Reid. Now I know. I get it, y'all.
Be cool, nigger.
He is damn well better than McNabb and Alex Smith. But under Andy Reid, he's only a game 0.5 better. The stats don't matter except those numbers. How many more wins for Andy Reid can you give them that those guys couldn't? And it's 1.5. Exactly. 3 MVP wins, 3 MVP losses. Oh, your Super Bowl losses. That's just literally how it is. Okay? Or AFC Championship losses or Super Bowl. He lost to Burrow in the conference finals, and then he lost to Tom Brady, and he lost to you guys.
Yep.
So he's 3 for 3. All the 6 times they made it to the conference finals, 3 times he won a Super Bowl, 3 times he lost. So 1.5 is exactly the statistic for that. 1.5 games better than McNabb and Smith under Andy Reid. I try to tell y'all, give credit to Andy Reid. Nobody wanted to listen. Now look. When he looks human, you see that he's not that much better than all the other quarterbacks. He is very, very fortunate. That was a crazy fucking game. That was a crazy game, but you guys deserve it, so congratulations to Eagles fans. We called it. I know a lot of y'all called it.
Look, I'll be honest with y'all though. I love the fact that we won. Obviously, you know, Matt. I didn't care how the outcome would have been, but I would have preferred to watch a better football game. I will say that. This was a dismantling. It was one-sided as it gets. So I would have rather have seen a more competitive game, but I don't mind, seeing him get the shit kicked out of him, bro. So it is what it is.
America's in shock. It was a shockwave. It was completely unexpected. Not for us. We called it. We expected a serious football game from the Eagles, and we got it. We just didn't know that the Chiefs weren't up to the par or up to standards. And this motherfucker here.
Fatality.
You can't be great without the greatness of
So
others.
to all those people that made fun of Lamar Jackson for choking, when Lamar Jackson chokes, his QB rating is 119. That's Aaron Rodgers MVP numbers on his good day, okay, or a good season. 119. That's what Lamar's QB rating was when he lost to the Bills, and he choked.
And for those who still don't like Nick Sirianni, you can't be great without the greatness of others.
For those who hated on Josh Allen, see, he can't beat Holmes
Enjoy it.
in the
Enjoy the hate.
in the playoffs.
Dallas fans, and yes, want y'all motivated. See what y'all could bring to the table. Do something, Jerry Jones. Make this a little more competitive because this is getting too easy.
For those who blame Josh Allen for never beating Mahomes in the playoffs, for those who blame Joe Burrow for not making the playoffs all the time, look how lucky you are to have gotten the team that you did. It is an end of the era. Kelsey is gone. If Travis Kelce chooses to play another season, that's his right, but he's not the Travis Kelce of old. He cannot get open separation, and he has nowhere near the speed and burst that he used to have. He's done. And for those who've been gloating with Pat Mahomes riding that wave, there you go. I know you lost a lot of money, but that's what happens. That's what happens. That's how much not better than everybody else he is. Okay? Let's look at the FBI board, shall we? We called it again. We have this board up. Made men. These are official men that, cannot be touched. These are guys that are wanted. All right? Final Boss's investigation board. We know the fucking Batman and the boss is Mahomes, who came up short. I don't know if we could call you Batman anymore because, let me tell you something. Batman does not show up in the third quarter with 0 points. That's just what I'm saying.
Finish him.
You might have to put Don back on.
All right?
Even though he retired.
Lamar is the underboss. Lamar is the underboss because he's the second best quarterback in the league, universally known. But notice how next to him I have Jalen Hurts. Right, that's the first person I put after Lamar Jackson. I do like Jalen Hurts. I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I called it. I liked it from the moment I saw him, but that's not the reason why I have him there. The reason why I have him there is because I truly believe when he's at his best, he's better than the rest of everybody behind him. And that's including Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. And I'm not talking
And in the most pressure situations is what we keep seeing.
And I'm not talking shit.
Like, in the biggest moments, he's the best he can be.
They showed the stat earlier. They showed the stat. The most winningest quarterbacks in the first 75 games of their career.
52.
Only 4 names in that list are still playing as we speak right now. Number 1 was Mahomes. Number 2 was Russell Wilson. Number 3 was Lamar Jackson. Number 4 is Jalen Hurts. That was the list. That was it. The rest were legends and Hall of Famers. That's the list. Okay? That's why I put Jalen Hurts there, because he may not have the numbers, but he has the wins.
And then they put
Just like I always defended Lamar. He may not have the numbers. He might never throw for 4,000 yards and 50 touchdowns like Mahomes did. Sure enough, he kind of did almost. He threw for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. That counts. That counts. So that alone makes me think, oh, Lamar has to be great because he's winning and winning and winning. Right behind him is Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Mahomes and Lamar have more wins because they played longer. They're a little older. But percentage-wise, he's the only one there other than Russell Wilson. That's why I have him above Joe Cool and Josh Allen. But you got Tyreek Hill there. You got Jamar Chase. You got Saquon. You got a lot of others there that are made man untouchable. But the consensus is, this is why I have Jalen Hurts so high and right underneath Lamar, because I believe that's how close he is to these guys. And that's how I think close they are with Mahomes.
Shit, he fuck around and get another one. He gonna be a boss.
So Mahomes didn't act like a Batman, but he is the face of the franchise or the league. He's the face of the league, so he definitely deserves to be the boss still. However, we will take away the Batman moniker and we'll just call you the boss and the face of the franchise, because you are not a Batman. Batman does not show up in the Super Bowls like that. 86.9 passer rating in the Super Bowl.
The 11 QBR is crazy. So yeah,
He's lost 2 Super Bowl for a total of negative 45 points. That's how bad he got blown out both times combined. Negative 45 points, most all time, right? And then he also has the fact that every Super Bowl that he's won, the other 3 that weren't blowouts, he was down 10 points. He was down 10 points against the Niners twice, and he was down 10 points against you guys.
by the way, let me ask y'all a question. How many times has Jalen Hurts really got blown out? The only team that has his number right now is the Bucks. Other than the Bucks, not many teams, like blow him out. He usually he shows up big time in big moments, a lot of big moments. He did it in the first. He did it in the first Super Bowl he was in. He was better than Mahomes to me, and they called that bullshit. Whatever, I don't use it as an excuse. Shit, they use it as fuel to beat them. That's what they did. I'm proud of those guys, man. Win, lose, or draw, I'm still rocking with my team. Obviously, you can't draw. So somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. And we beat the hell out that team. It wasn't a question. If you want, put down in the comments if you think there's a chance for a repeat for this team after that performance, or just how you feel about the Eagles now.
Well, the only thing sad about that Super Bowl was I wanted Lamar to be the one to do it first. But I can't be selfish. God has his plan. He has his game plan. He has his master class and his masterpiece. already written. He knows what's going to happen. Lamar will get his. It's just a matter of time. I just hope we don't have to do it too long.
I think a lot of them are gonna get theirs as long as they do something for him. Like Burrow. If Burrow gets O line and some better defense, then he'd have a shot. Obviously, they have to re-sign Higgins if that's still possible, and then Lamar just need to get out of his own head.
Yeah. See, it'd be easier for Kansas City to bounce back if they could just retool.
I think Josh would get one too.
You know what I'm saying? They could just retool and, draft right, make some good signings, bring most of the same people back, get some rhythm, see hopefully Rashee Rice stays healthy this time. With Worthy and Hollywood, they got a nice little, trio there. Kelsey ain't going to be what he is anymore, but they got Noah Gray. If they could just retool a little bit, had they just lost a nice closer game like what we predicted, it'd be easy to bounce back.
Absolutely.
When you lose like this,
it was devastating. Yeah, like you could see it in his face.
When we mean the world is watching, I don't know if everybody is aware of this, but this is the biggest game the single game in the world. No single event in the entire world is bigger than the Super Bowl.
Not World Series, not NBA Finals, none of that.
No. The FIFA, things like that.
Yeah.
They draw bigger, but
that's
one game, one single event, nothing in the world. One single day, one single word, not entire ceremony or whatever, like the Olympic Games. That's like a month-long thing.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is just one night, one game for 3 hours. Nobody watches anything else like that more than the Super Bowl.
Everybody watches the Super Bowl.
Guess who else watches? The guys in your league, your competitors, your peers. They smell blood. They drew blood. Blood's been drawn now. They're not. Nobody's gonna now.
They're not unbeatable anymore.
This is the thing about being a champion. When you're a champion, the next season, I'm sure every coach is gonna tell you, expect every team, even the lowest team, the lowest of the lowest teams, to give you their number one best. Okay, because you're the champion. They want to test how they to you. If you are a dynasty on the way down, and they smell blood, it's a completely different story, bro.
That's true.
You are primed for the picking. You're not just going to get everybody's best shot. Now they're not going to be nervous. Now they're not going to second think. Now they're not going to be intimidated to hit because they're scared of flags. No. Now they're just going to play their brand of football. Get ready. Kansas City is only going to get worse from here.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Because of the way you lost. It does matter. It definitely does matter. Well, I think we'll sign out here. I think this is a good way to close it for tonight.
Fatality.
I think we harmed and bashed and clapped
I break down
Kansas City a little bit too much now.
I'll break it down in 2 words. Eagles, phenomenal. KC, pathetic. That's pretty much all I got.
It's what it is. This is the Pressure Podcast, what we call it, how we see it, okay? Pressure means to perform, react, and dual using strategies in sports under rigorous environments, motherfucker.
Give me a hell yeah!
The only podcast reviewer has say, if you like, we could always send you a link. If you have a webcam, computer webcam, we'll put you in a little screen right here so you can hop on the mic, talk your shit.
Finish him!
We will be back on Thursday night. Catch us at midnight. We'll recap the NBA. We're going to go back to the Laker game, see what Luka's doing.